Today, we're going to talk about something fascinating: the architecture of generational wealth. And no, I'm not just talking about having a lot of money. I'm talking about a system, a blueprint, really, that's designed to make a fortune last for centuries. Let's dive in. So, this is the big question, isn't it? You've probably heard that old saying, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. The idea that a family fortune is made and lost within that short span. And yet, some families seem to have completely cracked the code. So what's their secret? How do they build something that actually lasts? Well, the answer really starts with understanding the difference between two big ideas: old money and new money. And look, we're not just talking about when the money was made. We're talking about two completely different worlds, each with its own set of rules, its own values, and its own strategies. So first up, let's unpack this core distinction. This is more than just a clash of bank accounts. It's really a clash of cultures. It all comes down to the mindset and the entire philosophy that a family has around its capital. Okay, so let's get our definition straight, right? Old money is what you inherit. It's wealth that's been passed down, sometimes for many, many generations. The focus here is on being a custodian, on preserving that legacy. New money, on the other hand, is the fortune you build yourself. It's that classic self-made story we see in tech or sports or entertainment. One is all about legacy, the other is about creation. And this is where you can really see those differences in behavior come to life. Old money is all about discretion, about legacy, whereas new money often leans into, a bit more ostentation, showing off that status. Their philosophies are worlds apart too. Old money is about preservation. New money is often about rapid growth. And even how they spend. Old money tends to value timeless quality, while new money might go for those conspicuous, big-name brands. It is a completely different ballgame. Now, this difference in behavior isn't just random. It actually comes from a very deeply ingrained psychology. You see, the real key to making wealth last isn't just what's in the bank account. It's what's in your head. This gets right to the absolute heart of the old money way of thinking. Being discreet isn't about being shy. It is a core strategy. Because think about it. Making your wealth obvious invites envy, it brings public pressure, and all sorts of unwanted attention. It's about playing the long game very, very quietly. So the whole old money mindset is built on a few pillars. It's always legacy over instant gratification. There's this sense of what some sources call a fierce responsibility to protect the family's capital. The money is seen as a collective treasure, not some personal piggy bank to be raided. It's such a huge contrast to this sort of selfie-obsessed culture of right here, right now validation that can sometimes define new money. And this is the cultural judgment that goes right along with it. To the established elite, flashy spending, what sociologists call conspicuous consumption, basically buying stuff to show off, it isn't just seen as being in bad taste. No, it's considered a vulgar display. It's a signal that you're new to the game and you just don't get the rules of quiet, understated power yet. Okay, so we've got the mindset down. Now, let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual mechanics. This is the financial architecture, the literal fortress they build around a fortune to make sure it survives generation after generation. It really boils down to a 3-part strategy. First, you institutionalize everything with professional family offices. Second, you protect the wealth with ironclad trusts. And third, your entire investment philosophy is built on extreme patience. This isn't accidental. It is a very deliberate, very calculated blueprint. And this brings us to what might be the most crucial point of all. These structures, the trusts, the family offices, they aren't just for managing money. They are literally designed to protect the wealth from the heirs. They create these behavioral guardrails that remove the temptation for an impulsive son or daughter to just liquidate the entire family legacy on a whim. This classic quote from Warren Buffett just perfectly captures the old money investment philosophy. Time is their single greatest asset. While new money might be out there chasing those high-risk, high-reward bets, old money leverages patience, letting the magic of compound interest do its work over decades, sometimes even centuries. And here's a really interesting advanced strategy they use. It's called strategic illiquidity. Basically, by locking up capital in long-term, hard-to-sell assets like private equity, real estate, they literally force a patient long-term view. I mean, you can't panic sell what you can't easily access, right? It's a brilliant way to enforce discipline. Of course, a system of preserved wealth like this doesn't exist in a vacuum. it has a huge impact on the rest of society, shaping everything from power dynamics to who gets a shot at opportunity. So what's this number? 4 to 5? Well, according to global analysis, that's how many generations it can take for a low-income family to escape poverty. Now, when you put that right next to fortunes that are designed to last for centuries, you really start to see how this concentration of wealth can create and deepen social divides. But on the other side of the coin, a major function of old money is large-scale philanthropy. And this isn't just about charity. It's often called catalytic capital. It's patient money that can take the kinds of risks that private markets won't, funding huge social innovations from medical research all the way to the arts. But let's be honest, there is absolutely a strategic side to all of this philanthropy. It's an incredibly powerful tool for shaping cultural institutions like museums and universities. It helps manage the family's public reputation and legacy. It provides huge tax benefits. And, of course, it allows them to exert a very discrete kind of political and cultural influence. It's a complex machine with a lot of benefits for the family. So, after all that, what can we actually learn from this model? In our final section, we're going to distill the core strategies, the big lessons that can help any fortune, big or small, achieve the kind of longevity we've been talking about. The playbook for making wealth last is really a clear shift in both mindset and strategy. It's about moving from ostentation to legacy, from high-risk growth to patient preservation, from personal, emotional spending to professional, institutional governance, and from liquid, short-term speculation to that strategic illiquidity we talked about. This is literally the map for how a founder's fortune becomes a dynasty. And all of this brings us to our final thought. We've seen the architecture, we've looked at the psychology, and we've touched on the societal impact. But what does it all really mean? Is this incredibly resilient system of generational wealth a model for long-term stability that we can all learn something from? Or is it a self-perpetuating fortress that reinforces inequality and acts as a massive barrier to social mobility? The answer, as always, is pretty complicated and definitely worth thinking about.